Hey, what's up, sports bettors? It's Matt Modi here with OddsJam, and what I'm going to be doing in this video, just giving you a quick, brief betting preview in the 49ers versus Bears game. So, despite this game being played in Chicago, unsurprisingly, we see the 49ers as heavy favorites here. That is something I agree with. It's actually pretty cool. So, the tool that I'm using OddsJam to just line chop. So if you go to oddsjam.com, sports NFL pulls up every single game, and you can click into one. Obviously, in this one, I chose the Bears versus 49ers, and it's completely free to use, and it gives you all of the lines from all the major sports books for pretty much any market you could ever want. So if you want to do some line shopping, find some best bets, very easy to go to OddsJam to accomplish that. The main markets just shows what the books have, their main lines for money line, point spread, and total. And as I mentioned, unsurprisingly, 49ers heavy favorites here. The OddsJam line prices them at minus 298. The Bears are priced at plus 252. So if you go to calculators, Novig Fair Odds Calculator, and you type in both sides of the OddsJam line, plus 252 minus 298, plus 252, and then you type in minus 298. It gives you the no vig line, but for this purposes, which is kind of cool, it gives you the percent chance of the team winning. So in this case, we see the OddsJam line, the sharpest line in the world, giving the 49ers roughly a 72.5, 73, 72% chance of winning this game. And I get it. The Bears are pretty terrible. 49ers, I am very high on this year. So which more interesting is if you look at the point spread, which I'm going to do this because it gives you the odds for the main lines as well as all of the alternate lines, if you want to check those out as well. So we see the 49ers as 6.5, 7-point favorites, depending on where you look. And I actually really like the 49ers at this number at minus 6.5, at minus 107 on PointsBet. The OddsJam line prices this at minus 119. The other side of that is priced at plus 105. So pretty big gap, 12-cent difference between the OddsJam line at minus 119 and what we got it at PointsBet. Another reason why I like it, every other book that is pricing the 49ers minus 6.5, FanDuel has them at minus 120. DraftKings at minus 125. Tipico, minus 120. BetRivers, minus 127. FoxBet is the only one of these books, along with PointsBet, that has them priced at roughly even money. Every other book thinks that the more likely outcome here is that the 49ers cover the 6.5-point spread. So in terms of pricing and giving analysis for this game, I absolutely love getting the 49ers at minus 6.5. That is an official bet that I have already locked in. 49ers minus 6.5. In terms of football reasons, just looking at the matchup between the two of them, the Bears have, depending where you look, the second worst rated offensive line in the entire NFL. They have the worst rated skill positions in the entire NFL. And they're starting a young quarterback. They're literally writing a book on what not to do with a young quarterback. Provide him horrible offensive line and horrible weapons. And they're playing a 49ers team that ranked 7th in defense last year, according to some advanced stats. And they were pretty injured last year, too. They have a deep and talented defensive line that is just going to absolutely get after Justin Fields. And I think he's going to be running for his life. I do admit the 49ers offense has some concerns because Trey Lance, he's never been a full-time starter in the NFL before. The last time Trey Lance took meaningful snaps was all the way back in 2019 when he was in college at North Dakota State. Pre-COVID, if you wanted just a time frame on how long ago that was, that Trey Lance was taking meaningful snaps. And that was also at North Dakota State. So it wasn't like he was, facing SEC competition every week. So while the risk here is that the 49ers have growing pains on offense, I wouldn't be surprised if the Bears couldn't even get like 10, 15 points in this game. That's kind of where I lean in this game. So I love getting the 49ers at minus 6.5. If you have PointsBet, I would put a full unit on that one. I think that is a very good bet. Then looking at the total. So the total has been bet down a decent amount. So most books are pricing it at 40 or 40.5. I believe you can still get it at a pretty good number. Yes, you can still get it on WinBet at 41, and I actually like this a lot as well. I know the logic of taking the favorite to cover while also taking the under doesn't always add up. In this case, I think it makes a lot of sense just because of how much I'm fading the Bears offense. But again, you see a huge value using OddsJam on this under 41. WinBet prices it at minus 110. Every other book thinks that the under should be priced below this amount. BetMGM, PointsBet, FanDuel, DraftKings, Tipico, BetRivers. BetOnline has it a full point lower in the OddsJam line, and the FoxBet have it at 40.5. And every book has this 41, the under, as the most likely scenario, except for WinBet. DraftKings has it at minus 130, the over at plus 100, heavily favoring the under. Same thing with BetRivers, FoxBet, and the OddsJam line. And even there are books at the half point lower that are still favoring the under, like DraftKings, like BetRivers, like the OddsJam line. It's not until you get a full point lower where things start to even out a little bit. But a lot of things add up, A, to the 49ers covering, and B, to this game going under. So I actually put a full unit on both of those. I put a full unit on the 49ers minus 6.5 and this total going under 41. And that's what I would recommend you guys take as well. I think those are two really good bets. And that is my betting preview for this 49ers versus Bears game. So let me know what you think. If you're riding with me, let me know. You can comment on the video. Other than that, I would appreciate it if you could subscribe to the OddsJam YouTube channel. We'll have a ton of these betting previews along with other NFL best bets as the season goes on. So make sure to not miss out anything. Click that subscribe button. But for this video, that is all I got for you. So I appreciate you guys watching and have a good one.